Hey there. My friend Ben is now calling himself a full-time missionary. And I talked to Ben. I talked to a bunch of my friends actually a lot more commonly now. I'm getting better at keeping in touch. People who've been with me through some rough times, and we've had good times together, to make friends. They've held on to me through COVID. And so these guys I'm keeping in touch with, and I think we're gonna come out with I started with Ben, but I'm gonna get back to it. We're gonna come out with some interesting like entrepreneurial stuff here in the near future. I think Michael's gonna come down and see me, and we're gonna be talking about vision. We're already talking about vision. I'm talking to Jennifer Nicolason, executive director of Seek Healing, which I've told you about, especially on my old Creating Heaven Hobo vlog, whenever that other hitchhiking ride across the country that I took. And we've got a lot to talk about. But so Ben, anyhow, I met out in Colorado Springs during there was a 3-day church revival that we found down there at the Jesus Church, and then the Sanctuary Church out there. They have a hot breakfast every Sunday morning, which was really cool. I met some amazing people. I was able to talk to this girl that came out to visit her friend who works for a couple nonprofits out there, and then her I don't know if it's like fiance, if they're married or what, but he's a plumber out there, and they would be at the church every Sunday morning. And so her little sister came out, and she was into equine stuff, and I said, did you start getting into equine stuff at church camp? And she said, yeah, I think that is where it happened. And I thought, wow, that's awesome. I think that's where it happened for my friend who plays first in nationals in the rodeo in Montana, doing the like obstacles and shooting targets with a flare. I think that when we were going to church camp, he that's where he got into that stuff. But anyhow, I met him out during that whole revival experience I was having out there. And I've just been going, I've been going to church everywhere I go, and I've been having an awesome time with it. And I've just been buckling down to it out here. I was having kind of a romantic encounter, unintentionally. It's not what I wanted at all. And what can I say? I was like, what is this person actually trying to do? And I think maybe she might have been trying to kind of make a joke out of me. And I was like, man, I don't want to turn into a goat for this, I'm trying to like become like a sheep and follow Jesus Christ. And I'm trying to get into the ritual of like prayer better. And I'm attending every Bible study that I can. Right now I've got one in the evening on Sundays. I go to Sunday morning service, and I'm going to go to the Grief Share tonight. It's a Tuesday, and I've got a Wednesday Bible study at a different church. I've been to a few churches in this town, and because we're about to have a week-long revival at this church right behind me, it's called the Festival of Nations. They've got speakers from 3 different countries coming. Because of that, I went to the other churches down in like this area, and I told them, and I know I was like, what am I doing? I'm gonna blow it up. Like, Point Church is gonna come down here. They're a big church, and they're gonna crash the place because that's too many people. Like, we can't fit it. And maybe next year we'll just open up all the churches out here, and we'll have a bunch of speakers, and it'll be a whole bigger thing. We'll have to, because everybody knows about it now, and who wants to not make it? I'm not sure, but anyhow, Ben's been praying for me. See, he's living completely on faith. He's living completely as a missionary now, and he's traveled out west. He's actually in California right now. I think he might be from the Seattle area. he was telling me about an experience he had out there coming to Christ. But he's been praying that somebody will kick me down, because somebody kicked him down a car, and that's how he's able to do what he's doing. And he's been praying for me, and I don't know, it's me, you know. And like I socialize all the time. I live like a monk, you know. I need to stop saying, you know, but I read books during the day. I go to the church because I stay anchored while I'm at the church, so I can read a book at the church. And I go to lots of churches. Yeah, I could go to a church anywhere, you know. And I meet the people. My counter's like, oh. And that's a joy for me. I had a hour and a half long conversation with the pastor at the Lutheran church next door this morning. So he's been praying that somebody would kick me down, and I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. You can't feel it in my heart right now. But I think it's so funny that he's praying for that, and I'm praying for his investments too, because I know that's coming back around. God, Ben's investments. All right. Anyways, he's praying that somebody will kick me down a revival bus so that we can really carry out this, and we can carry out globalizing, authentic relating practices. And, you know, just imagine this. This is what a holy revival looks like. Imagine that this is what a holy revival looks like. Bunch of guys teaching authentic relating, sharing meaningful books, like really meaningful books. Like, where is God's workmanship in today's world? Talking about foundations of culture and why are we living this life that we're living. Talking about co-housing, talking about experiences trying to live off-grid, about watching communities fail, about relationships and what happens in our relationships, about what we are, teaching meditation, people doing yoga. Imagine that that's what a holy revival looks like. And just, there's no doubt. All right.